How Chase Bank could handle IQD exchanges. Key rules for dinar investors awaiting RV in 2025. Welcome back to RV News, your trusted source for the latest updates, breakthroughs, and insider news about the Iraqi Dinar, the Vietnamese Dong, and the global currency reset. If you're holding onto IQD and waiting for the revaluation to unfold in 2025, today's video is essential viewing. In this exclusive breakdown, we explore how Chase Bank, one of the largest financial institutions in the United States, could potentially manage IQD exchanges during a currency revaluation event. Whether you're a long-time dinar holder or someone who's just entered this space, you'll gain clarity on what rules, procedures, and possibilities lie ahead for you. Let's dive right into it. As many seasoned investors already know, Chase Bank has been closely watched for any sign of involvement in foreign currency exchange operations, especially surrounding the dinar and the highly anticipated RV event. Although no U.S. bank has publicly confirmed participation in post-RV IQD redemptions, there's growing speculation backed by chatter from banking insiders and independent researchers that Chase may be one of the key institutions preparing for this monumental shift. With the infrastructure, global ties, and liquidity capabilities, Chase is strategically positioned to become a major player once the RV is officially activated. And if that's the case, understanding how they might operate will give you a major advantage. So, what might Chase's operational procedures look like if they do handle IQD exchanges? First, we need to look at how banks typically handle exotic currency exchanges. Currently, Chase Bank does not publicly buy or sell IQD through its online platforms or at most local branches. However, there is historical precedent for Chase dealing in exotic currencies through wire orders, especially for clients with high net worth or those who work with private banking divisions. In an RV environment where IQD becomes internationally tradable and possibly appreciates significantly in value, we could expect this policy to shift overnight. The first major change would likely be the opening of select Chase branches that specialize in foreign exchange, particularly in metropolitan areas like New York, Dallas, Los Angeles, Chicago, and Atlanta. These branches might require appointments only to manage high volumes and protect privacy. There could be two distinct levels of service: public retail exchanges for everyday customers, and private exchanges for Tier 4B groups or individuals holding large denominations. You'll want to find out ahead of time whether your Chase branch is designated for RV-related transactions. If not, it might be necessary to schedule an appointment at a regional currency exchange center. Within the Chase network, security will be another top priority. Don't expect to walk in and casually hand over your IQD. Authentication and verification protocols will likely be strict. Chase may require notarized documentation for where and how your dinar was purchased. They may use UV scanning and serial number databases to verify that the notes are legitimate and not counterfeit. This could become a bottleneck in the process, especially in the early days of the revaluation when large numbers of holders show up for exchange. Therefore, it's advisable to gather your receipts, currency certificates, and purchase records now, just in case. Now let's talk about the potential rates. This is where things get very speculative, but also exciting. If the revaluation occurs and Iraq's dinar is reinstated at a new rate, there are several types of exchange rates that may emerge. The street rate is the publicly visible exchange rate listed on forex markets. However, Chase may offer contract rates or higher rates for private clients or those participating in structured redemption groups. These rates could be locked in ahead of time through an NDA or special agreement. If you're part of Tier 4B, it's possible you could receive access to these exclusive higher contract rates, possibly in the range of $3 to $4.50 per IQD depending on timing and the volume of currency you're holding. It's also highly probable that Chase Bank will employ a tiered payout structure. This means not all of your exchanged funds would be made immediately available. For instance, you might receive an initial cash disbursement of 10 to 20% of the total exchange value, with the remaining balance placed in a structured payout over months or even years. This method helps the banking system manage liquidity and Prevents market volatility. Many experts believe that these structured payouts may also come with interest-bearing accounts or investment incentives, especially if you agree to keep your funds within Chase's financial ecosystem. Chase is known for offering private wealth management services through J.P. Morgan. And this is where things could get interesting. After your exchange, you might be assigned a private banker or wealth advisor. These professionals would help manage your newly acquired wealth, offering custom portfolios, tax planning, asset protection, and philanthropic structuring. However, you should do your due diligence before committing to any investment vehicle. If the RV does happen, there will be many predatory schemes out there, even inside traditional banks. Get everything in writing and don't be pressured into long-term contracts that don't feel right. Another critical element is identification and KYC Know Your Customer compliance. Chase, like all U.S. financial institutions, must follow strict anti-money laundering AML regulations. This means you will need to present a valid government-issued ID, possibly multiple forms of ID, and a social security number or tax identification. Number 10. Some redemption locations may also require biometric verification or facial recognition tools, especially if you're exchanging large sums. These layers of security aren't meant to intimidate you, they're to ensure legitimacy and compliance with federal laws. Let's address one major concern: taxation. Chase Bank is not responsible for filing your taxes, but any large exchange, especially one involving an RV windfall, will be reported to the IRS. If you deposit over $10.00 in any single transaction, that automatically triggers a currency transaction report (CTR). The best approach here is to consult a tax professional or CPA who understands currency redemption and capital gains. It's possible that part of your exchange may be treated as ordinary income, while other portions may fall under long-term capital gains. Either way, don't make assumptions. Be proactive and prepare for tax obligations from day one. So how will you know when Chase begins handling IQD exchanges? Look for official press releases, banking memos leaked by employees, or verified news sources. There may also be announcements within the QFS or RV-related networks, particularly those connected to Tier 4B. If Chase becomes involved in IQD exchanges, it will not be in isolation. Other banks such as Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and HSBC may also step into the fold, and that competition could lead to more favorable rates and terms for the average investor. But it's important to stay skeptical and avoid rumors that can't be verified. We also need to talk about the timing and potential rollout. Based on past patterns and simulations shared by financial insiders, the revaluation and redemption process could happen in phases over a few weeks. During the first phase, priority would be given to Tier 1 and Tier 2 holders, including sovereigns and institutional investors. The next phase would target Tier 3 groups and Tier 4B, which includes informed private holders like many of you watching this channel. Chase Bank, if involved, would likely start operations in line with these stages. Appointment hotlines or web portals may be launched to schedule your currency exchange session, and you'll want to act quickly once the window opens to ensure you get the best rate. Technology will also play a big role. We may see Chase utilize blockchain verification, quantum financial tools, or encrypted apps to confirm appointments, verify IQD ownership, and process transactions. If you're comfortable using digital banking tools now, you'll be better prepared when these features go live. Some insiders speculate that a Chase-specific exchange platform could even be developed, integrating with the QFS quantum financial system to ensure real-time settlement and ledger transparency. Let's also consider the broader implications. If Chase is confirmed as a bank participating in IQD exchanges post-RV, this could be a historic validation of the entire RV movement. It would send a strong message that the reset is real, that the Iraqi Dinar has been restored as a tradable, asset-backed currency, and that everyday investors, those who did their homework and stayed the course, will finally see the fruits of their patience. But this won't be a smooth ride for everyone. Expect system crashes, limited windows, technical glitches, and public panic. especially in the early days of the rollout. So what should you do today to prepare? First, open or maintain a Chase bank account if you intend to exchange there. Second, organize your records, including receipts, certificates, and identity documents. Third, educate yourself on tier structures, potential tax liabilities, and post-RV financial planning. Fourth, practice discernment. Don't fall for scams or pressure tactics, especially from people who claim to have inside rates or secret banking contacts. And finally, stay connected to trusted information channels like RV News, where we'll keep bringing you real-time updates, verified reports, and tools to help you make informed decisions. In closing,